Morning, everybody. It's Roly. And so today is Sunday, and I'm a little bit early for anybody who joins me on live and for anybody who's catching the replay. Just know that I am a little bit early, but anybody who had their name on the list has been added to the list, including our regulars. I'm just trying to open this up so that I can see if somebody pops on. So I'm really super excited about the deck that I'm using today. So the deck that I am using is a brand new deck that I just got. It's called the Oracle of Seven Energies. And she is Colette Baron Reed. And so one of the things that I've been participating in this weekend is called Oracle Palooza. And so it's a 3-day event. It started on Friday, so I didn't get to participate on Friday, but I got to see part of the replay. I got to see the highlights of what I missed because we did the Wellness Center's grand opening on Friday, so didn't get a chance to be able to do that. But I got to catch the highlights, and the highlights were just so incredible. Yesterday was great. It was, so I've had lots of fun with the activities and stuff yesterday. And so it was really great. And I guess she does this every year, but I haven't followed her on Facebook. Like, I've had her cards and I've used her cards, but I hadn't followed her on Facebook. She came across my stream at one point, and so then I shared. So then at that point is when I put in the, when I come across her. So let me try that again. But anyway, what she has in the Oracle Palooza, she actually has, the 7 oracles. And so she actually has listed like the energy guide. So it's like super cool. So I'm going to have that printed. I've already printed it, but I'm going to have it like up on my wall so that I can actually see it all the time, because I just thought that it was like really interesting. And of course I follow the chakras and all that kind of stuff, but I just love how she has the energy guide is like just very simple. So she's got energy 1, which is typically your base chakra, but she doesn't necessarily connect them all like in the same traditional sense of the chakras, because it's very fluid. But she has the energy, and then she has the element, the color, the musical note that's connected to it, and then she has the key concepts from each one. And again, these are things that are part of like the chakra system and that kind of thing. But I just love how she actually brought it down into like just kind of bite-sized pieces. So it's just easy, like it's an easy, quick reference guide that I'm going to be able to like just kind of glance up at kind of thing. Because sometimes my mind goes like, oh, okay, just a minute. So it's this chakra, we're working on this energy center, but like what are the things that are connected to it? And then other days I can list them off like this. It all kind of depends. But anyway, so that's just the scoop. So I am it feels so nice to be in my office that has that is like nice and clean. My desk is cleared off. They've got my I don't have any of my crystal grids set up yet, and I haven't since I had a couple of them set up behind me, but then I haven't been able to get them done properly. Hey, Pam. And so it's just been kind of like a little bit of a whirlwind. So Pam is one of the ones that helped to clean up my office. And like I said, so it feels really nice and light in here, as opposed to like how chaotic it has felt in the last couple weeks. So this has been great. And so being on first thing this morning is a little bit more, it's not challenging, but because my Sunday mornings is one of the mornings that I can leave things like kind of do things a little bit more leisurely. So I've got a roast on, and my hair is still wet because like it took me longer to go and get ready, and like so all these things. And so being ready for 10 a.m. is a little bit more challenging on Sunday morning when it's just kind of like that leisure thing that I do. And then but the Oraclepalooza starts at 11, so I wanted to make sure that I was off at that point. So, Mom says she wants a reading too. Okay. So, Pam and Mom. So, like I said, this deck is pretty cool. And not that any of my other decks are not pretty cool, but like, here's the back. I don't know if you guys can see the images very well. I stayed still, maybe. No. Yeah, so the images are like pretty intense, but you'll see them as we're going through the deck anyway. But throughout the entire Oraclepalooza, these are the cards that she's actually having us pull for each one. So absolutely, Donna. So I am going to start off with Sarah. So Sarah Smith is first on the list. So, ooh, Sarah. So your message is feeling the world. And like, if you actually look at, hey, Lonnie. So if you actually look at that, it has like, look at all the light and everything around it. So feeling the world. It's, that one there catches my breath. So there's just so much going on, and we need to just feel it and experience it and be with it. So whatever it is that you're going through right now, just feel it and move into it and allow yourself to be in it. So Marianne is next. So Marianne is our newest person on our regular list. So ooh. Feel the power of purpose. So we all have a purpose. And one of the things that was really interesting is in the session yesterday, one of the people that came on, because she did some laser coaching as well, and one of the people that came on was we're talking about like how all over the place they were, and I could definitely relate to that, because like I know I've worked with a number of different business coaches, and they're always like, you need to dial it down. Like, which stuff are you going to offer? Like, only pick one or two things to offer. And it's like, but I can't. Like, I'm going to get like so totally bored that it's just, I can't. I need to be stimulated. But one of the things that she had talked about was this lady had said something about being a feather in the wind. And she had actually talked about and reminded people that we are not feathers in the wind. Even if we've got like a zillion things that are going on and we're feeling spacey or whatever, it's just really important that we actually carry weight. And so I just thought that it was like really incredible. Like, so, and that was one of the closing remarks that this lady Barry talked about. And I need to learn more about who Barry is. But one of the things that she did was she picked up some of the little nuggets that Colette was saying through the day. And that was one of the things that was one of the nuggets, is that we all carry weight. And so we are not a feather in the wind, because a feather in the wind is all over the place and like is weightless. It carries no weight at all. So, and that's what I come up with is the power of purpose, is like really tapping into what's important for you and what is your purpose and how are you going to actually move through it. So that was your message, Marianne. Oh. And Bailey, you're next, and your card just jumped right out as soon as I started shuffling. So I've got Bailey, and then Tracy with an I, and Vicky. So the threesome. So mother, daughter, and niece. Or niece. No. Aunt, niece. I don't know. Cousin, I guess would be the other word that I was looking for. spirit of gratitude. Oh, wow. Look at that. So the spirit of gratitude. So it's just really important for us to be able to be thankful for the things that are actually going on in our lives and what it is that's happening. And so, and it's easy for us to get lost. And then you have the power of purpose. So you've got the spirit of gratitude and the power of purpose that are reminding you that when you can actually be thankful for the things that are in your life right now, even if the situations are not the best in terms of where it is that we're at right now, you still want to, hey Shelly, hey Julie, you still want to kind of be in this moment. So that is your message this week, Bailey. So Tracy with an I is next. So it's Tracy Beavens Apersbach. Tracy, let me know if I got that. So Apersbach. So Tracy, you're going to have to let me know if I actually pronounced it right. Tracy has actually sent me a private message that actually gave me the description of the comment, and yeah, so it was actually kind of interesting. So I read it and it made sense when I read it, but I guess unless I actually have it written out there, I'm probably not going to get it right. So anyway, which is why I always call her Tracy with an I. They are out in Alberta. So her and Bailey and Vicky are out in Alberta. And so, Alberta, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Alberta. So Tracy, ooh, I got this card yesterday. So a grand symphony. So a grand symphony is all the things, right? So you've got all the things that are actually happening and everything works together in unison. So like, but it has like all these little flowers or whatever, but it's the, yeah, so it's like grand symphony of working everything together and everything is interconnected. And without one part, we don't have the other. And so that's a reminder again of the things that happen in our lives. They may not feel positive right now at this very second. And sometimes they're just definitely not going to be positive, except for that they play a vital role in how we move forward and how we move things. So, ooh. Vicki, you have 2 jumpers. So you've got, so the card that I've got for you is Awakening Genius, but the one that jumped out was broken open. And so this awakening, like, so the two of them, like, and that's why when I glanced back down, it's like, no, these two of them actually fit really perfectly together. So you've got the Awakening Genius. So you've got things are opening up, things are awakening. You're starting to really capture that moment. And then you've got the broken open. So like, not only have you awakened to whatever it is that is going on in your life, whatever possibilities that are there that are endless, you've also got like that they're completely broken. Like you have just, in French, it's t'as vraiment éclaté. So like you have, you've just fully opened, like, so like popcorn, how it like pops open. I don't know how to translate that in English. So any of my my French friends that are on, good morning, Diana. Absolutely, I can. So any of my French friends that are on, so tout éclaté. So like, how do you translate that? Like, so it's all open, broken open, but like tout éclaté is like it's like, yeah. So anyway, that's what it is. So if you don't understand French, Vicky, I'm sorry, that's just what it is that's coming up. And then you've got feeling the world was your other. So again, being in the feels. So you've got like all the different things that are actually happening, but then you've got all of the feels. of everything that's going on that way. So, so Diana, I'm going to add your name because I'm going to end up forgetting. I'm going to go down the list and then you're going to try and, you're going to say, hey, what about me? So if I run out of time, I will jump back on a little later and finish off the card pulls. You exploded. Yeah. So yeah, you exploded. Okay. Thanks, Pam. Opened up, you exploded. So explosion is the right word in terms of éclater. So like that was the, yeah, so that's it. So Madame Diane, je te manque, Madame Diane. So you're next. But I am definitely going to jump back on and finish up the card readings. It'll be after 4:30 if I didn't finish getting through the card pulls today. And just because at 11 for sure, so just before 11, so about 10 to 11, I'm definitely sneaking away. So if I don't, if I haven't got through everybody's cards, I'll come back to them. So Madame Diane, shining through. Oh, look at that. So look at, it's just, so shining through, and then you had, oh, I thought you had one jumper, but you have two. A deep breath. So shining through, there's a deep breath, and it looks like a Buddha's head that's around there. But you've got like all the lotus flowers that are around, and then the royal you. So you've got shining through, a deep breath, and the royal you is your message. And so just really making sure that you're breathing through whatever it is that's going on for you this week. So there may be lots happening, and it's just a reminder that everything shines through and you can actually make it through. And the first thing that pops into my head as I'm going through that for you, Diane, is you may have been here before, and it's okay to be going back through again. Good morning, Anne. I forgot to find out if anybody's coming in tonight for weigh-ins. So I'll have to find out if I'll have to send a message, just because it's a long weekend, so I didn't know if people were still going to be coming. I'm physically here, so Sheldon is coming here right after work, after he's done work, to be able to do some work here for me. So you are okay. I don't want to know what the scale is going to tell me this week. It has been a definitely no meal planning happening this week. Back on track this week. So no meal planning last week, back on track this week. Okay, so Jacoda, this one here is yours. Let it go. So we get stuck sometimes and don't want to, and we still hang on to the things that that gave us grief or that made it difficult. And you had a jumper, which is tender embrace. So embrace yourself and be who you are, and let go of all that other stuff that isn't. So the people who are not wanting to accept you, and that's the word that's coming to me. So the people that don't want to accept you, then they don't need to be in your life. And so, but like, just when you can fully embrace who you are, then everyone else around you will be able to embrace you. So you either, so next week we are going to be fully regimented. Let's make a pact, and you and me, that we will definitely make sure that we are following everything that we're supposed to. So you guys are going to be like super hungry when you come in, because I have the pot roast cooking here when you guys come in. Actually, we might have already eaten it by then, but you'll definitely smell it. So you guys will be hungry coming in. You'll definitely be smelling it. So Miss Penny. Okay, sounds good. Let's like knock off those extra whatever it is that we put on that say neither one of us even know if we even put anything on this week. So like we're just jumping the gun. So broken open. So Penny, this is the message that you have as well, as broken open. And then you've got a higher view. So you need to look at things from a different perspective and a different angle, so that you can actually break open. So this one here is saying that you are, hey, Jacqueline. So this one here is saying that you're broken open, except for that what I am getting is that in order for you to be able to break open is that you need to take a look at it, take a step back and take a look at it from a different angle, because you're stuck in whatever it is that's coming up. So that's the message that I have for you. So we have Kathy is next. I saw your new offer on Jacqueline. Really wish that I had time to be able to like absorb all these incredible things from all these incredible people. And Jacqueline is definitely one of those people that I love to follow. Hey, Em. So Kathy Walton, you are next. A tall, absolutely am. So a tall tale. So I'm not sure what I'm picking up on that one. Like it looks like there's a face in there. So like there looks like there's a face in there. So a tall tale. So and actually that's not true. I am getting something from it. It's just not making sense to me. So so hopefully it'll make sense to you. Is a tall tale. So it's the story that you're telling yourself that isn't true and that's hidden in the shadows. Like that's what it is that I'm getting from that message. But like I said, it's not making sense to me. So you're welcome. It's not making sense. So hopefully that makes sense to you. But that's the message that I'm getting. So I was going to like just say that I wasn't really getting a message from it because it wasn't making sense to me. And then I remembered that Chuck reminds me that just because the message doesn't make sense to me doesn't mean that it's not going to make sense to you. It's not supposed to make sense for me. It's not my message. So I'm just putting it out there. So hopefully that makes sense to you, but that's the message that I'm getting. So, Miss Lonnie, you and your crew are next. But I'm first going to pull the first group card. So for this week, oh, tender embrace. So really embracing who we are and really connecting with that sense of self. And so that is our first group message for this week. So a tender embrace. So, and I can't remember who it was that had the tender embrace. Jakota. So one of the things that I found is that when you get a personal message and then it comes up as a group message, that it's that double whammy for you. That's something that you really need to be paying attention to. So Lonnie, you're next. Ooh, beautiful, Lonnie. A burst of magic. And I don't know that if it's supposed to look like a woman, but that's what it is that I'm seeing, or at least today, because sometimes when I pull cards, I don't see the same things. But like I'm actually seeing this woman emerging from the lotus flower. And so a burst of magic. So really being able to tap into the magic of things. And tomorrow's a full moon. So I don't remember what time the full moon is on, just because I haven't really been following the cycles this week, because it's been a little bit chaotic. So I haven't even had a chance to see. I just know that it's a full moon tomorrow. So Lonnie, really being able to tap into that inner magic of yourself. And so hopefully that makes sense. And Shauna this week is quieting the mind. So you probably have a lot of racing thoughts, a lot of racing ideas, a lot of racing, and I'm not feeling necessarily that there is any of the negative connection to it, just that there's lots of things going on. So just being able to quiet your mind and letting go. So let it go. So let go of whatever it is that no longer serves you. So that is what I'm picking up for you, Shauna. So I'm not sure if that makes sense. If that makes sense to you. So let me know. So I'm going to, so usually Facebook tells me who's watching with me, and like I have no idea who's watching with me. So, so Jill, you're next. And Jill, I have a list of things that on my list of things to do is being able to print off your chart. So I will do that this week. With things being a little bit more quiet. I have a few things that I'm working on today in between Oracle Palooza, which starts again soon. And so like I've only got about 10 more minutes to pull cards tonight, right now, and then I will come back and pull cards if I need to for everybody else. So Jill, ears wide open. So you have to listen. And that was really funny because the post that I put out today was about being able to hear the messages. This is a brand new deck, and so I'm going to be getting Brooke to order it in because they were brand new, and it's part of the Oracle Palooza. So the author is Colette Baron-Reid, and she is, Wisdom of the Oracle deck. I think you have Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and if you have Wisdom of the Oracle deck, that is the same author. But I'm pretty sure that was one of the decks that you bought. But ears wide open. Jill is reminding you that you need to be listening. So that's one of the things that I said is that we get messages all the time, and but we don't always listen to what those messages are. And that's one of the things that I love about our angel messages workshop that we do once a month. So on the first Tuesday of every month. And with COVID, we've actually opened it up so that it is virtual as well. So we're doing both. Physical space is limited, but but it's opened up to Zoom for however many people that are coming to be able to get messages. And so it's just really super cool how we get these different messages. So, and so our next group card is the Storyteller. So the Storyteller reminds us about the story that we tell ourselves. So every day we get to turn the page and write our own story. So even though there are life circumstances that happen to us, we still have the choice of how we're going to make that let it affect us. And so we get to be the authors of our own story. So if you can actually see, it's blank. Hey, Ryan. So it's actually blank on the screen. So you actually don't get to see the what it is that's happening. And if you actually look at la plume, the pen, the feather is that it actually has like a whole bunch of like whirly lines around it because it's magical. Like we get to write our own magic. So our first one is Tender Embrace, and then it's the Storyteller. So that is our message. And so, so Miss Trey, you are next. And I've got 8 more minutes left. So I will probably get through Tracy, Maddie, and Lori Gervais. And then I will come back and pull cards again after 4:30 when we're done the Oracle Palooza. Just because I do not want to miss any moments. It was really great. I missed Friday, but like I said, it was part of the grand opening. So it was like, Oracle Palooza, our grand opening, which one I'm going to miss? Well, obviously it was the Oracle Palooza. But I'll be able to get a replay. It's not the same as being there live. So Miss Trey, you've got Wish Upon a Star. I actually got this card yesterday too, because she was getting us. So I missed the first day of the card pulls, And then because she actually gets you to pull a card based on each one of the energies that I was actually talking about. And so Wish Upon the Star was one of mine. So it's about reminding you that when you actually put it out there, then you get to, it lets go, right? So like you don't have to, like, don't be stuck on the outcome of, not the outcome, don't be stuck on the how of how things are going to happen, what it is that's going to happen. Just really put it out there. So you throw a penny into a well with the expectation of this is what's going to happen. And you don't stand in front of the well trying to figure out, before you throw the penny in, you don't stand in front of the well figuring out all the details about how those things are going to happen. So you toss the penny into the well and you just allow it to happen. And so obviously we still need to take action on the things that we want to manifest in our lives, on the things that we want to do in our lives. But if we get stuck on the how, then we miss some of the messages that are coming forward. And so last week, I definitely had lots of messages I'm sure that I was missing, just because like I was really focused on the how are all these things going to come to place in this sense. So I'm going to do Maddie next, and then Laura Gervais, and then I'll pull our final group card. And then this afternoon I will pull, so I'll actually create another post to be able to do like a part 2 of our weekly oracle card readings. So whoever it was, Miss Maddie, you've got some jump us, because I will definitely pull cards for everybody. And normally I just stay on. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're getting a lot of that, is that when I go to move the cards, we have 3. Or like there's more than one. So like there's a jumper and it looks like it's a jumper. And then when I go to pull the card, to flip the card over, there's like 2 cards instead of just 1. So Maddie, you've got 3. So you've got a burst of magic, same as Lonnie. So, and again, it's that feminine energy that's coming up. So like really being able to tap into that, that part of you. And then you've got, excuse me, healing the heart. So once you can actually heal that heart, but things are hidden, right? So you've got some smokes and mirrors. So you have everything is not necessarily being open. And so once you can actually open it up, and then you've got the royal you, right? So then going back to that feminine goddess that is coming out of that lotus flower. So you are important. And one of the things that, and so even because we've got Ryan that actually popped on here. So like even men, we have male and female. So like we have male energy, we have female energy. And in order for them to be able to work together, they need to be able to work together. And so that's one of the things that in one of the chakra dance programs that I have is that it actually talks about the marriage and the union of the male and female in that heart center. And so in order for us to be able to, because they're not separate energies, or they're supposed to be working together. So that's the message. And so Laurie Gervais, tu es à la prochaine. So Laurie, you too have ears wide open. So just being able to hear the messages. So the messages are there about what it is that you need to be doing. And you just need to remember that those messages are there for you to be able to pick up on what do you need to know. So just really listening. And so it could be something as simple as just listening. My eyeball is itchy. As something as simple as just being in the moment and just being in the now, so that you have that opportunity. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you, Laurie, but like that's what it is that you need to just, so you've been looking and searching for answers, and your answers are right there. You just need to hear it. So you just need to stop and listen to what are, and that was one of the things that I had talked about with somebody this week, is that the messages that come out are oftentimes those messages that we are, it's like that little man on our shoulder, right? So that little, I'm saying man, but it could be a woman or whatever voice you want to have on it. But it's that little, like those little characters of like the angel and the devil on both sides. And so like you've got that one little nattering that's happening in your ears, and you really need to be listening to it. So I'm going to pull our final group card before I head off. Hey, Lori. So Lori, if you would like a card, I will add you to the list, but I'm not going to be reading it just right this second because I am heading off to a class, but I will definitely add you on the list. I'm going to jump back on somewhere around 4:30 today to be able to finish up. So I'll probably do about 4:40 is because our session stops at 4:30. So I'll finish reading cards. Hey, Kathy. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in forever. Okay, so our last, we've got the smoke and mirrors. So we've got smoke and mirrors. So we've got like all these things that are happening. So, and then, again, there's 2 cards that jumped out. So we actually have 5 cards, 5 group cards. So our first one was tender embrace. So really embracing who we are and not allowing others to make that decision as to who we are. And then we've got the storyteller is we get to write our own stories. So yes, there are things in life that happen to us, but we get to write the story about how that's actually going to happen. And then you've got smoke and mirrors, which is, and what comes up for me for this one with us as a group is that it's, we sometimes get hidden behind, we get lost in all that other stuff of what it is that we see. And so it's really hard for us to be able to come back. And so we've got 2 jumpers. So we've got birds of a feather. So being able to really connect with our like-minded people, and if somebody is resonating with us in terms of this is the group that I need to be hanging out with, or I need to be making these friendships, is birds of a feather, right? So we flock together. And so if a lot of negative things are happening in our lives, find other people who want to have those positives and not get stuck with, not get stuck in those people that just bring us down and get stuck on that negative energy. We don't need to be stuck there. We get to move forward. And then we've got roots of abundance. So that's the other, that was the one that was actually hidden, that I didn't realize was there. So roots, and a lot of those cards happen today. So roots of abundance is the, is our last group message. And oh my gosh, if you actually look closely, or at least this is what I'm seeing, is that I'm seeing a face right in here. And then I'm seeing like a body of a person. So is that awakening and coming up, coming out of those roots and being connected. And I don't know that that's what it's supposed to be, because when I look at it this way, but when I was looking at it here, I could actually see the arms, 2 people, like somebody, 2 arms, I should say, coming up and coming out of those roots. But when I look at it directly, I don't see that. Like I know I see it now because I've because I pointed it out. So like now I can see it. But when I first looked at it, so those are our group cards for today. And I will share those again when I do the next card pull. And then before I move on to everybody else. So everybody else on the list, I've got Melissa, I've got Pam, I've got Mimi, I've got Donna, Diana, and Anne. And if there's somebody else that wants to be added, just let me know, and I will definitely get you added to the list of later on. But I'm going to post that right now so that if you want to, you can go ahead and put your name on the list, and I will definitely pull some more cards for all of you. So chat later, and I will be back on around 4:40 to be able to finish, because like I said, normally I stay on, but I've got my Oraclepalooza, and I do not want to miss that. So, but I also don't want to miss handing out and doing our cards. So I will chat with everybody later, and have a great day, and see you guys, whoever wants to join me again, at 4:40. See ya. Bye.